Hello and welcome to Diet Stuff.
Yeah. A wealth of knowledge you are, friend.
To be able to quote that stuff off the top of my head is still wild to
It's
me.
impressive.
Yeah,
It is. But I mean, like, you did the whole school thing,
right.
right? And part of you either had to find it interesting or critical enough for you to pay that close of attention to it.
Sure. I mean, but there's also like if you're going to do a thing, you should probably do the thing as well as you can.
Whole asset.
And then the other thing is like, why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you have to? Are you doing it because this is who you are? So knowledge is a thing that's like, I don't know. I always think it's cool, right? Like people will go out. Oh, I gotta carry when I go out. I love that, man. Feel free to carry, but like really quickly it turns into like I gotta carry a gun, a spare mag, a baton, a flashlight on my gun, a knife, pepper spray, OC
Inspector
spray.
Gadget.
Well, and it's like a Batman belt, right? Like, and it's like pretty soon they just stop carrying stuff
Yeah.
because it's a pain in the ass
So bad.
to carry all that stuff. But knowledge is the one thing that like doesn't go into a check bag.
Ah.
You can smuggle into country. You can sneak it into a concert.
Right.
So, and there are tells, right? Like you got made going into somewhere. They're like, this guy, I need to wand. We're wanding every 17th person, but I'm going to wand him. I got made at the Chicago Auto Show because I came up from an escalator and I scanned, and then I continued on. And he's like, hey, we got to wand you. And I'm like, yeah. Why? He's like, you just came up the escalator and started scanning. And it was enough for me to go. I was like, I forgot a thing in my car. Now, mind you, I'm at the freaking Millennium Station, took the train into the Chicago Auto Show. Now I got to find another way in and sneak in. But when I saw him like an hour and a half later, I was like, hey, I got your bitch. I got in anyway. So, because, where are you going to go put a gun?
Right.
In the train station?
Bottom of a garbage can.
Right? Like hand
There.
it to a bum. Like, here's $10. Hold on to this
Go do
for me.
crime.
Right. But be back at 3 because I want to go home with this thing. But yeah, it's one of those things like, so tells, other tells I look for are holes right about here
all
on the
of them.
shirt, right? Like
All
they're
of them.
all covered in tiny little holes. And it's like, you're either a really consistently bad smoker in that spot or you
fall
have,
asleep with
you have shiny pieces on a thing that's in your waistband that is, slowly eroding away. Another one's cauliflower ear. I look for cauliflower ear.
I don't know you're about to get your ass kicked.
No,
Generally.
but for a lot of people, yes. My jujitsu instructor Pat, I would say he's completely unassuming, right?
Yes.
In his
guy.
50s, like you can't tell he's in good shape. Wild hair, glasses, looks like he's like a teacher from Harry Potter, like Defense Against the Dark Arts, right? But he's hiding cauliflower ear underneath that hair, right? And so you just never know that he was an MMA fighter before there was MMA. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Professional fights under his belt. So, and he's also nice.
He's so nice.
Which I see, like the more hot-headed and shitty people are, like it's really an insecurity that's coming out there, right? Like the nicer and more helpful people are, it's usually met with like, I'm pretty sure of myself. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So,
I mean, that makes sense. Right? To be closed off and angry
right.
is to shut yourself off from conversation and those situations altogether.
Right.
So that makes sense entirely.
It's fascinating how sound travels.
That was interesting. I didn't know windows open that way.
Oh yeah, both directions. They also do that for cleaning purposes. Double hung windows. If you alternate your windows, your heat stays at the top. Cool air comes in the bottom. So if you do one or the other, you allow a path out and a path in.
Very cool.
Yeah. Houses were really built in the past to not need air conditioning, and people weren't dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Not if you live in Europe.
well, they are now.
All those
Dying
people
in Europe,
are
yeah.
dying.
Yeah. I love those Europeans that came over for the World Cup. They're like, all right, so we believe in air conditioning.
Yeah, dude. Or the guy that was like, dude, America's fucking awesome. What are you guys talking about? Like,
Yeah.
didn't the team invite him on the field or something like that? It was Finland or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was from. He's like, everybody thinks you're fat and uneducated. This place is
To
awesome.
a degree. Yeah. Some places, yeah. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like statistics can lie, right?
Well, sure. And then there's no telling like what their mass media, right, is pushing about us.
Yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite things to do is watch someone else's mass media, right? So I was years ago. There's a local public access station called NHK, and it's Japanese news, and they broadcast it out of Maryville, and it's free, right?
Cool.
If you have an antenna, it comes on the TV. And they said, and more. So this was like 2020, 2021. Remember when we couldn't get any microchips for the cars because there was a chip shortage?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're like, and more on China's embargo to the United States on microchips, and I'm like, hold on.
I heard
There's no embargo. There's a shortage. There was not a shortage. We were lied to by our media, by all of them.
Right.
Right. So it's like,
Why would they let us know that?
right. But China was pissy about Trump saying that, it's a China virus, which it was. Right. And so, yeah, they stopped giving us microchips.
Dude, what a crazy time to be alive.
Yeah. To like not know what to trust.
Dude, yeah.
And the answer is just nothing.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. Like, my mom was a nurse, still a nurse, but was a nurse in all of it. I was a cop in the middle of it. She's like, what do you do? What do you do if somebody comes down, like a 911 call comes out for this person that has this disease and you know nothing about it? What is it?
I mean, my answer was to speed everywhere I went and just to cough if they pulled me over, right? Like, for us, like, operations went on as normal.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Holcomb shut down the state. We were still running classes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, I don't know. It's kind of like, who are you and who are you going to be?
But,
right?
like,
and everybody who came to that class at the height, Holcomb just shut down the state, said, if you're on the roads, we're taking you to jail. And I had like 8 people still came to class. Everybody in that class got a free follow-up class.
Nice.
Because if I want someone training with me, I want it to
those
people
guys.
that were like, you can stick it, government.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing anyway.
Interesting.
Right?
So anyway, I win anyway. Fuck them.
Right.
That's crazy. Like we had to have papers inside of our car that like we're an essential employee.
And carrying
We could be traveling and got it. And I was like, this is what this bullshit has come to?
Yeah, I didn't carry any of that.
And then like the stories came out of like fake cops pulling people over in the middle of the night, like, what are you doing out? And it wasn't any actual law enforcement. So you're like, I'm just not stopping during COVID. Like, fuck this. Like, I'll get to where I'm going, and the severity of how pissed off they are will ensue then, but I'm not
And
stopping.
then we just start coughing.
Yeah.
And then there's
All
too.
over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place. And then, like, the first 3 jabs didn't work, was the story. My mom got all the vaccines.
Well, I mean, she's due for her 8th. They want you to have it every 6 months.
Got COVID
Since then.
Yeah.
I mean, they still want you to have it every 6 months.
Get it.
The ads will be coming back.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Like, get your COVID vaccine, and yeah.
It's just crazy looking at like outside back in, going like, holy fuck, we all, as a majority, fucking panicked. Toilet paper? Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't get in on any of that. I don't know. I didn't buy any extra toilet paper.
How did I? I just continued. Like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't see like I was also on nights. I didn't see a huge fluctuation of, wow, there's still no people while I'm driving to work. Like,
Oh,
didn't matter, right? Like,
I was sure you can talk about pooping. Like, pooping was normal.
yeah, pooping was normal. It's a bunch every day. So, still,
Yeah.
still as normal.
Company makes $1, I make a dime.
Oh, dude. I'm sure they have to be timing us at this point. Because they want you to tell them when you're going to the bathroom now. Over the radio, broadcasted across the entire plant. And I'm like, no. Nope, nobody needs to know when I'm making a BM. But then I make like a big deal out of it now. Because like, you should really tell us. And it's like, all right, come over the radio, take a huge shit, hang it right back up. I'll give you exactly what you asked for.
You can always broadcast it while you are. Just like push real hard.
I gotta take the radio with
Yeah.
me. Just pull it off the forklift.
Yeah.
Nice. So what? You were a nurse during COVID.
Still am.
Still am.
And
yeah.
COVID's coming back now.
And the COVID's coming back. What? I mean, in your nursing career, was there ever anything like COVID that hit like as hard as it did?
No, because I mean, there was always the scares of things like Ebola and all that sort of stuff.
Sure.
And that would affect your major like port cities and international hubs. And never really Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
That's not that big of a deal. Some of your heavy communities with heavy immigrants would get hit with things like tuberculosis, which is like, this is weird. Can't believe this is happening. But never anything like COVID, right? But COVID went everywhere. It was just, they expected it in Indiana when it hit the coasts. And it's like, no, and it took a couple months to hit here much harder. Like as New York is, holding people up in a nursing home all together.
Right.
Windows shut, can't go outside, I mean.
Dude, that was a crazy
one of the best fighters of upper respiratory infections is vitamin D. Where do we get vitamin D?
The sun.
The sun, right? And they didn't want us to go outside. And it's like, well, it's naked gardening day. So I don't care what you say. You're going to have to wrestle me and I'm naked, right?
Well, I mean, even driving home, some of those shifts, it was like, wow, there's a bunch of deer in the middle because there's nobody. Mm-hmm. Nobody was doing anything. So it's like deer were out, foxes were out in the middle of the day. You're like, wow.
Right.
Crazy, man. Yeah, that's just wild. Like, it feels like a fever dream now. Like, the amount of shit. Quickly, in a transition, I did want to talk to you about this because I thought about it on the way over here. The ATF is talking about filing something against 4473 cans now.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of the dealers that I've talked to are just not willing to put their license on the line. But there's also situations to where the ATF is approving cans on 4473.
Right. So which one? First off, what's going to happen if they do come down and like, nah, you're not doing that anymore?
I mean, it just turns into injunctions and court
cases. Those cans are grandfathered? They were approved.
Well, what do they do with braces?
Who fucking knows?
No. I know. They didn't grandfather those braces. Right. They said turn them in or destroy them or you're felons.
And like 7 people in the United States turn them in.
Right. And so the only answer is mass noncompliance, in my opinion.
Yeah. I get behind that. But if it's, how can we be non-compliant if we have to ask them
permission
for the suppressor?
Yeah, man. Ultimately, it just comes down to each individual's risk profile. Right? Yeah. Like if you're making oil filter cans in your house, right? It just comes down to what's your risk profile and your desire to have a poorly suppressing can,
It's not going to do that well with 5.56 anyway, man.
Yeah, I mean 5.56 is not going to do anything anyway. It's really nice for your teammates, but the rest of it doesn't matter. So
yeah, interested to see what happens.
But we've never had so many wins for the Second Amendment.
Oh my God.
Ever.
Especially in the last, 5 years?
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about like 94, most of your current gun owners that are doing anything worthwhile either weren't around or they were real young. And so for me, of the men that I knew that were strong gun guys at the time, it was like, oh, an assault weapons ban. We don't have any of those, right?
Right.
Lost them all in boating accident kind of guys. And it's like, the NRA will get them back for us. And they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then 04 came around. Bush said he would sign a new assault weapons ban if it got to his desk. It just never got to his desk. And so it's like, man, all right, here we go.
That was close.
Right. And then you think about Newtown. It's like Newtown happens and they get nothing. Mm-hmm. I mean, sure, Obama sold a bunch of guns to Mexican drug cartels and let them walk across the border in Operation Fast and the Furious, which was a continued program from Bush before him. right? And they lied to protect Eric Holder. Yes, agree. Agree. That being said, like this generation has had more wins over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
I think it's owed to how persistent they are to what they want,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because like, first it was like, ah, we want this. They're like, no. They're like, you didn't fucking listen to us. We're doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, you misheard me. I'm doing what I want. FRTs were a huge win.
Yep.
Even I'll call the lead time on cans a win,
Mm-hmm.
right? Going from like 198 days to I got approved in 48 hours when tax stamps were still a thing.
Man, my second stamp was like a year.
Shit.
It was like a year. It was like an integrally suppressed and SBR'd HK91.
Holy shit,
Yeah, like a
man.
9-inch barrel 308.
At that point, like, I'm very impatient personally.
Right.
I don't even fucking want it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did the thing. Like, the paperwork's in, fine.
Yeah. What's hard is that because that's a full contained unit, I couldn't take possession for a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I agree. FRTs, lead time on cans. Cans going to 4473s was something I never thought I'd see.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. But, like, it makes sense because them in itself is no different than this fucking water bottle.
Sure.
Doesn't do anything.
I mean, it's a safety device. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not a firearm. It's a safety device. I mean, they took tasers off the NFA when 2,000 of them came into circulation because that was in common use.
Oh.
Right? So how many is common use? And that's why the ATF is intentionally quiet on what's common use.
They're intentionally quiet about a lot of things.
So yeah, what's common use? Well, we're not going to say that. So there was some dirtbag that was like selling meth and all these other things at his house, and he had a short barrel shotgun in his closet. And so I listened to the court case, and the only thing the feds argued was, well, there aren't many of these in circulation, which is why they're inherently more dangerous. And who was arguing for this guy that was selling meth wasn't a NRA, GOA, Second Amendment Foundation, none of them. It was a prisoner rights group that was like he shouldn't get an extra 8 years for having a short barrel shotgun in his closet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it's like, really?
They win?
Yeah, I don't think he got an extra 8
Nice.
years, right? And so for me, and at the time in Indiana, short barrel shotguns were illegal,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's like, oh yeah, strong state, and it's like, man, when I turned 18, I couldn't buy a short barrel shotgun. I couldn't have a shuriken, right? Chinese throwing stars in the state of Indiana. Couldn't have a switchblade. It's like, man, you guys have been red for 100 years.
Right.
What do you mean I can't have a short barrel shotgun? You know, like I thought you were a Second Amendment state. So,
Damn.
but things have like the fight against constitutional carry. Like
Yeah.
that was many
Yeah.
years in the making, and most of the strongest opponents were the police.
Why?
Well, it's a stacking law, right? So it's like you're wearing a blue shirt, white shorts, within 7,000 feet of a school while having earrings on, and you sold cocaine. It's like we can't just have selling cocaine as the problem, right? We've got to stack all these laws on top of themselves, and so now you've got, 8 felonies that the prosecutor then is like, hey, so you got 8 felonies. We'll drop 7
And only get you for
and
selling
only get you
coke.
for selling the cocaine. And it's like the other 7 were bullshit. Like, right? Like,
That's how they get you to bargain, though.
correct. And then they'll have to go to court. It's cheaper, looks better on their resume. The
Cop got a
plea deal.
conviction.
Cop got a conviction. Prosecutor got a conviction. Just send it.
Wild.
Yeah. So has it taken away their ability to put people in jail that were probably doing bad things with firearms? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But like, what's the freedom worth to you? You know,
Right.
because now like, so and so's wife Jamie doesn't have to go through the process of getting a license to carry a handgun because she's doing a Facebook Marketplace deal. She can just put a gun on her waist,
Yep, and
right,
go.
and go.
And like that's the way it should
for
be.
for her 2 or 4 times a year that she's gonna like. I really want to carry a gun. I'm gonna be alone. I'm doing the thing,
Right.
and it's for everybody to choose for themselves,
Yes.
But it's like, man, now she doesn't have to do it because before she ran the risk of becoming a felon or not choosing to protect herself, and so
Right.
now she can just choose to protect herself, which is cool.
Yeah. Outstanding. I had to get mine. I think I was fresh 21 when I had my carry permit. So
You never got a carry permit.
8 years ago.
You never got a carry permit.
What do you mean?
You never had a carry permit. You had a license to carry a handgun,
Yeah.
right? And so we always hear that, right? My concealed carry permit. You don't have a concealed carry permit in the state of Indiana.
License to carry.
You have a license to carry a handgun. You can carry in a box. You can carry in your socks. You can carry like a fox.
Right.
None of it matters, right?
Tactical Seuss, man.
Right. So it's just there's a lot of like misnomers and
Well, looking into like you said, the misnomers behind it is like it doesn't tell you how many firearms you can carry or how many
Sure,
handguns you can carry.
sure.
Doesn't say where. Doesn't say because there was a guy at Aldi that I remember had 2 in his front waistband and 2 behind him, and I'm
never
like,
know where the day may take.
fuck, man. Like you're like I'm gonna fight you with these 2 guns, guy in front of me, but guy behind me, you got me. Like, you're just you're yard sailing guns at that point.
I mean, I would just ask that like folks just get some training.
Yes.
Really what it comes down to.
Yes.
Like,
I can't tell you how far behind, again, where I'm at to looking to where I first started carrying a gun, where I was like, wow, holy shit, I did so many things wrong.
yeah, well, I mean, I think so. What about you versus you a year ago? So you did a great body of work.
Yeah.
This summer, like you put a lot of things together to make it happen this summer. So you versus you a year ago.
Yeah. Me now would smoke that guy
Yeah.
1,000,000 times over.
And that's got to be our measure.
Yeah.
Right. Like me now doesn't go to jail.
Right.
Me now makes the shot. Me now avoids that conflict or problem.
Right.
Right. Like it's not just right. Like, yes, we should be able to kill our doppelganger that was born yesterday because today we're stronger than that.
Sure.
Yes, I love all of that. But it's just like if you still hold the same viewpoint as you did a year ago, you're either not growing
You're not paying attention.
or you're not paying attention, right? And so it's just one of those like every year, like I use my birthday and New Year's Day just as a reflection time to like reflect on my year.
Sure.
So the New Year's Day is a reflection for the year as a whole, me as a father, things like that. And then my birthday is a reflection for myself personally.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's a reflection and a look forward, because if you have if you have no plan, it's not a goal, right? It's just a dream,
Yes.
right? And so the ability to put together that plan is important, right? So like set the goal. Do you even want to accomplish it? And
How
then
valuable is the goal?
How valuable is the goal? And then move forward and make a plan for it.
So like that was the goal for me, was to invest in myself, and we had to figure out how we were going to do that. Right. I think it is of extreme importance, at least how I view it, for like the man of the house or the father of the flock to be able to protect the flock in its entirety. Right. Eventually, the offspring grow to fend for themselves. Yes, but as long as I'm still dad, I'm watching out for everybody, right?
Sure.
Whether that be guns, whether that be finances, whether that be...
Well, now you're not talking about protect the flock. You're talking about lead the flock. And that's very different.
Sure.
Right? Like, I agree with you, lead the flock.
Yes.
What does that look like to lead?
Right.
And like, leadership isn't a sole thing, right? Like, within friend groups, we lead each other.
Yes.
Right? And so it's not just this, like, so-and-so's the leader and we listen to them. It's like, no, man, like, everyone needs to be leading everybody.
Yeah. I agree. You've watched The Walking Dead?
Yep.
Where everybody is Negan?
Okay.
Right.
Never got to the Negan episode, but yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Very tasteful. But he obviously was a leader. And it was his, we'll say, gospel that all of these people followed, right? Like, we take this, we take that, we take this, and this is how we survive. He is Negan, I am Negan, because I believe in that same thing, right? We're all under that same assumption, like, this is, quote, a Star Wars reference, this is the way, right? This is, to paraphrase that one person's not the leader,
Right.
right?
Yep. The principals are the leader.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes, exactly. Much better than I could have said it. Yeah, I love that. That's super cool. You see a lot of that in class.
Tell me more.
So, like, you're instructing class,
Mm-hmm.
but you have other instructors, right, providing that same support, right? So it's not just you going here to here to here to here to here. Like, every other instructor knows the curriculum. And they also know other ways to kind of Play-Doh. Hey, this information's not being transponded the way that, like, this person's not getting it, right? How about I make a balloon animal and see if they get it now, right? So, like that, for example.
One thing that helps is everyone has at least a lineage. I think lineage in the firearms world is an interesting one that nobody talks about, right? Because it's always like, where were you a cop? What branch of the military were you in, right? But I think the lineage of who have you trained with afterwards is really
Yeah.
important, right? Like, because there's if you have a Ben Stoker lineage in handguns, is going to be a very different lineage than a Craig Douglas lineage, than a Pat McNamara lineage, right? And so for me, hello, kitty, I have a Pat Mac, Craig Douglas lineage for handgun stuff. And it's kind of reflected in our curriculum.
Yeah.
So,
I would imagine it's hard for it not to reflect in your curriculum.
yeah, I mean, because for me, like, when you choose to take a class with someone, you're effectively buying in to, like, why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or at least who they are, and then they're going to tell you why they're doing what they're doing. So for Craig, it's like, man, yeah, right? Like, I say it in class, right? Everyone thinks that their self-defense scenario is going to look like walking in a circle, right? Like, say when, right? Like, it's just, and that's your competition, right? Like, the beep goes and you both go at the same time, and like, it just doesn't look like that,
No.
right? And so for me, it's like, how can we build in the verbal stuff, right? Like if you could train anything, what would you be training? And it's like, well, first of all, improv, right? Because improv is going to get you much further than handgun skills by far.
Sure.
And you're like, neck bearded basement dweller with a 1 second draw is the last person I want walking in the city with me.
Yeah.
Versus a charismatic person who can engage with anybody,
Yes.
right, and throw hands,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'd rather have that person with
Right.
me than a 1 second draw and shoot any day of the week.
Right, because that 1 second draw and shoot is a one-trick pony.
Yeah, right. And the gun's not a talisman, right? It solves only gun problems.
Yes.
Right. And very seldom are there gun problems, right? And we can avoid problems in the sense that in how we move, right? And so one of the ways is, I was explaining this. I was walking with my gal in the city, and where are we supposed to walk when we're with women?
Traditionally, it's
Traditionally,
the outside of the
street side,
Yeah.
right? And it's because of, like, if a cart with a horse got out of control, you can save them, right? But in my experience in the city, most of those threats are coming from the building side.
Sure. Yeah, the alleys.
The alleys, right? The stoops, right? And so for me, I'm walking building side all the time in the cities because that's where the threats are coming from. But it's just one of those, like, we just repeat this. This is the way things are. This is the way things are, and it's not. It's just not that way.
Because for so many years, it was like, we do things like this. And you're like, why? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this one reason why.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, ah, and nobody questioned it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. There was
It didn't modernize.
right. Well, and there was a push for like night vision. A lot of your movement night vision stuff was like this, right? Like you'd come through here, and it's like, well, why are we moving like that? Well, I trained with a night vision guy from the Navy SEALs, and this is how they do it. And it's like, well, then you talk to guys on the teams, and they're like, yeah, because we're walking through bulkheads, and they're low, and that shit hurts when you hit your head. So yeah, when we're clearing a ship, that's how we clear the ship.
Right. It's
That's
how we
not
don't
how we
get
walk
domed.
around, right? But it comes down to like someone saw a small piece somewhere one time, and in doing so, now that's the way to do the things,
Right.
you know. So, yeah. But it's interesting on the leadership point about like leading your flock, right?
Yeah.
Like yes, are you willing to go to jiu-jitsu class? Are you willing to go to Muay Thai, right? Like this stuff's hard. Boxing, wrestling. But are you willing to be disciplined at the gas station and buy only gas?
Yeah.
Are you willing to not yell?
Right.
Are you willing to master the shit that bothers you so much that you don't show up as the father, as the husband, as the boyfriend that you want to be, right?
Right.
And I think that's where we're really quick because it feels sexy and good to be like, oh man, I'm the head of my flock, and I'm a 1 second draw and shoot, and I shoot 3,000 rounds in a month. Great, man. But like, how's your drinking habit?
How fast or how long can you maintain your patience with your kids' algebra homework?
Right.
Right? Because like,
Or how good are you at saying, you know, buddy, I don't remember any of this. I'm
right.
sorry. And I don't do any of this stuff anymore. So we got to find another way for you to get
Right.
some help with this homework.
Because
Right.
man, it looked way different in my house growing up than it looks in my house now.
Yeah.
Right? Because they got to like a half hour in, like Jimmy has 5 fucking apples, right? And I'm just freaking out.
Right.
Like, oh my god,
Right.
we abandoned patience so long ago now.
Right. And so like that whole concept of like, are you better than you a year ago? Yeah. But also, are you better than the dad you got?
Yeah.
Right. Are you better than the, you know, husband that your mom got? You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, yeah, like let's break some of the generational curses.
Yep.
But the only way we're doing it is by like looking at each other and being like, hey, that's not cool.
Right.
We shouldn't be that way.
Right.
Um, right. I was talking with someone, and a baseball coach was yelling at the kids, like, you swing at that pitch again, I'm gonna break your pinky. And it's like, man, you cool with him talking to the kids that way? And it's like, yeah, I'm kind of an asshole, so I'm okay him being that way. And it's like, man, we can't be like that. Like, that's not a
Brother.
I mean, that's just not like that's not how we want to push each other to be.
But it
you know?
was his father did something like that,
Sure.
or a role model of some
Sure.
capacity
Sure.
did that. Right? Like my dad yelled. I'm certain his dad yelled. And I'm
Well,
certain
his dad yelled, probably yelled and hit,
Oh, yeah.
and his dad's dad probably yelled and did more than that.